What's happening, everybody? I hope you're doing good. It's a beautiful day. It's a bit chilly today, but, well, what can we do? Thank you very much for stopping by. I appreciate you very much. Thank you, South Africa, Zimbabwe, Zambia. Thank you, Malawi. Thank you so much, Uganda, Kenya, Tanzania, Nigeria, Ghana. Thank you so much, South Sudan. Thank you very much, all of you. So much appreciated. Liberia, Sierra Leone. I know you. I see you. Somalia, UK, America, United States of America. Thank you, Jamaica. Thank you, Barbados. Thank you. We're going to do this before we start. If you're back, thank you. I know we like each other. We one big family. If it's your first time, feel free. Please join. I know you're going to like us. We're going to like each other. Let's make our voice bigger. Okay, let's go. So today we're talking about Mali and France. Okay, I think we have spoken about them quite a bit, but I think it's very necessary that we understand the details of what's happening. Mali, please put the map so some of us can understand. Mali is a beautiful country in Africa, very hot, but lovely people. France, over there in Europe. Okay, so Mali has revoked Air France permit to fly between Paris and Bamako. Bamako is the capital of Mali, after the carrier suspended operation to and from the country over regional instability. Air France on Monday suspended flights to Mali and Burkina Faso after the airspace in neighboring Niger was closed by coup leaders who seized power on July 26. Context, very easy. Niger, look at the map, this is the map. You see Niger, you see Mali, you see Burkina Faso. So people in Niger, or Niger if you prefer, have revolted against the government. They've toppled the president. There's a new body of people in the government.
Ce jour, 26 juillet 2023, nous, forces de défense et de sécurité, réunis au sein du Conseil national pour la sauvegarde de la patrie, CNSP, avons décidé de mettre fin au régime que vous connaissez. Cela fait suite à la dégradation continue de la situation sécuritaire, la mauvaise gouvernance économique et sociale. Les frontières terrestres et aériennes sont fermées jusqu'à la stabilisation de la situation.
They were fighting for freedom because the president, apparently ex-president Mohamed Bazoum, was not working for the people but worked for Western countries, Western companies, in the detriment of the local people. Therefore, people from Niger decided to topple him. But they have received support from people of Mali and Burkina Faso. Why? Because they all have something in common. The same thing happened in Mali, the same thing happened in Burkina Faso. They've all toppled their presidents to take back their power. That's what's happening. So we have 3 African countries that have toppled their presidents because they felt they were working for Western nation and not for the African people. France had a very strong presence in Niger. Niger is the country that just toppled the president. And France was very much against the new people in power in Niger. However, France was irritated seeing Mali and Burkina Faso supporting the people of Niger.
Warned that any military intervention against Niger will be considered as a declaration of war against Burkina Faso and Mali. I repeat, 4. Warned that any military intervention against Niger will be considered as a declaration of war against Burkina Faso and Mali.
Now, France has been working on strategies on how to punish Mali and Burkina Faso for supporting Niger. The first thing they did was they cut off the aid to Mali and Burkina Faso. Number 2, they said no more visa will be issued to the people of Mali and Burkina Faso. So people of Mali and Burkina Faso cannot get a visa to France anymore. That's the second way to punish them. Malians were very strong. They also reciprocated. They say, you know what? If you refuse us to come into your country, you will not come to our country either. We're not going to give you a visa. But in the meantime, even though they cancelled each other's visa, meaning they will not issue new visas, it doesn't mean the existing visas of people have been cancelled. Are we together? There are people that still hold visas that are valid. School people, students, sick people, people who have a family on the other side or in other countries, and many other people, workers and all that stuff. Those people's visa were not cancelled. However, new visas are not being issued. So now, in the past couple of days, France has cancelled flights to Mali, and the Malian government is not happy about it because they're very strong. They say, you know what? You can be very angry at us, but you do not have the right to dictate how people are going to move, because there's still people who have valid visas, people who have families on the other side, people who have work on the other side. So if you're trying to cut off your flight to prevent us from operating normally, you know what we're going to do? We're going to remove your license. Yes, your flight license from Paris to Bamako will be cancelled, and we're going to give another carrier this license to fly between Bamako and Europe. So they said the measure was due to end on Friday, but the company extended it to August 18th, citing the coup in Niger and the geopolitical situation in the Sahel region. The Malian authorities said the suspension breached the term of its permits to operate the route. In a letter addressed to Air France and verified by AFP on Friday, the National Civil Aviation Agency said the company had not provided notice and cause. Air France says it is in contact with the French authorities to monitor permanently the evolution of the geopolitical situation of the territory served and overflown by its aircraft, and recalls that safety of its customers and its crew is its absolute priority. So Air France obviously trying to protect itself by saying we cannot fly to Mali because there's turmoil in Niger. Let me just remind you this. Niger closed its airspace because it was being violated by French aircraft, and these are military aircraft.
The National Council for Safeguarding the Homeland warns ECOWAS, in the pay of this foreign power, against any interference in Niger's internal affairs, as well as the disastrous consequences of this military adventure on the security of our sub-region, its stability and the unity of our community. Faced with the threat of intervention that is becoming clearer through preparation from a neighboring country, Niger's airspace is closed as of today, Sunday the 6th of August 2023, for all airports until further notice.
Okay, so they say we do not want you here anymore. We don't want no flights to fly over us. And that's created a big problem because then flights had to divert, going to different countries before going to destination. Now, Air France is using that as a reason, as an excuse not to fly to Mali. And Malians have been very clear. If you're not going to fly here, bringing the people who have valid visas, we're going to take your license and give it to another aircraft, another company. The agency asked Air France to submit a new flight program before it could resume the service. So the agency has asked Air France to supply a new flight program. Basically, you need a flight program in order to operate. If you do not submit your flight program, we will consider that you do not want to work and we'll give your license to somebody else. So this is what's happening, fellas. Okay, very quickly. Niger is a country that's trying to free itself from slavery and this neo-colonialism. Neo-colonialism is just a system of those old colonialist country continue looting countries in Africa, making money, taking their minerals, taking their goods, but then refusing them entry in Europe because supposedly they're creating mayhem. Mali has done it in the past. Burkina Faso has done it. Now Niger is doing it. And they are being faced with the most drastic opposition possible. Many African countries do not like to see Niger free itself, unfortunately, fellas. Malians have been very strong. France has cancelled visas. Mali has cancelled visa. Malians have asked French troops to leave the country. They have left. Burkina Faso has done the same. What's going to happen next? Are these African countries making a mistake that's going to be paid very dearly, or they are going to the right direction and they just need to survive and continue? Let me know how you feel about this. I really appreciate your comment. I want to read from you. How do you feel? And I hope we are learning. We are all understanding what's happening. I know there are many of our people that don't live in Africa, don't necessarily understand what's happening. And I hope we can, in a very small portion, bring something positive and add on to the little knowledge or more that you already have. Don't leave without your comments, please. We need to read you. We need to read from you. God bless.